So hey guys, how you doing? My name is Rich Guzman. I want to welcome you to my first moto vlog here, and this is going to be more of a different type of moto vlog. Actually, I'm an entrepreneur, and what I like to do is give advice and motivation and inspiration to people who are looking for a way to actually transform their lives. And what I want to do is actually kind of spice up this channel a little bit, and I want to talk about how to get started with really transforming your life, because a lot of people don't really know how to get started. For me, back in 2008, when I first got started with online marketing, I focused on gaining some new skill sets that I can actually do to transform my life completely. When I first started actually online, I was working at Best Buy. And one day I watched the video, and it really completely changed my life. I saw somebody just having a great time with their lives, and they were literally just transforming, because I saw this person for like a whole year before I made a decision. And I started back in 2007, and then a year later after that is when I signed up, ironically same month, which was August. And when I got started, I didn't know anything about being an entrepreneur. I was just a guy working at a job and playing in a band, recorded a second CD. About to go really far with that. That didn't just pan out too well though, because you got to deal with the 4 other guys. And I just decided that I wanted to make a change. So as I actually started my journey, I realized that it's not what I thought it was. And I said to myself, this could be easy. Doesn't seem very hard. Well, in the beginning, I never realized that what I thought was really easy, and I thought it was going to be no time I could actually make money. It took a lot longer than I expected, and the reason why is because I didn't know any of the skill sets. I didn't know the mindset transformation you have to go through to really be an entrepreneur. So as I was actually in my first company for about a year, what I noticed was I didn't really get that great results. I started making a little bit of money. I started making some commissions here, commissions there, but it wasn't enough to break the bank and fire my boss and do all those great things. So what I did was I kept really kind of my mind open, and I kept looking at other offers, other things that potentially could be better for me, because evidently this one wasn't working out so well. And so I kept looking at other offers, and somebody approached me one day and they said to me, "Hey Rich," he's like, "I want you to look at this. I want you to check this out, because this is something that really could really benefit you, and a lot of people are making money over here." And I'm like, "Yeah, I heard that stuff before. I just want to stay over here and stay focused, because hey, I'm an entrepreneur, right? I want to be focused." But I realized that after the third time that he connected with me, and he said, he says, "I want you to really think about this actual opportunity, because this could really help you make a lot of money." So after a while, I was like, "Hey, well, nah, I really got to focus," you know what I mean? And the third time he approached me, I said, "Okay, fine. Finally, I will bite. I'll check it out, sure, And when I did that, I saw people were making like, 10 grand a month, 20 grand a month, 30 grand a month. And I was just like, wow, this is awesome, you know what I mean? So what I did was I just put my foot to the grindstone, and I really started working really hard. I started actually building this business, and it's amazing, because in my first 4 weeks I made my first $10,000 online, and I couldn't believe it. I was like, wow, this really works. Like, you can make a lot of money. But keep in mind, I was working day and night. I mean, I was working a lot of hours, but it was worth it. So everything worked out to the point that the 5th week I had another $10,000 added to my account, and that was 20 grand in 5 weeks. And then from there I was making 10 grand a month, 10 grand a month, and I was sometimes getting bonus checks like an extra 5,000 or 3,000, and I ranked up in the company, and I was making a lot more money. Now, as great as that was, it wasn't the end all be all, because I was getting excited for what the opportunity was about and what it was, and it didn't last. It didn't last, because all the money I made, I was able to fire my boss. I was able to travel I was able to talk on stage and, you know, mentor people and things like that. But I did something very important that really changed my life. And what I did was I actually looked for a mentor. And I wanted to really see, you know, how a person really mentors someone. So I hired a qualified mentor. His name was Jeffrey Combs. And he's a millionaire. He's got credibility. He's coached, athletes and some movie stars and, you know, and also entrepreneurs, home-based business owners and things like that. And I gave it a shot. I'm like, you know what? I'm going to do it. So I invested in this coach. And I was so excited because I was like, I'm going to make a lot of money now. I'm going to really just be a millionaire, and this is going to be awesome. And this guy's going to teach me how to make a lot of money. Well, when I actually flew to California, spent about 3 days with him, he picked me up in a limo. And the 3 days that I spent with this gentleman, he didn't teach me anything about making money. What he did teach me was how to learn about myself and why I'm broke, right? And the reality was, at the time I wasn't broke and I was making money, but in his eyes I was still broke because I wasn't a millionaire. And I was like, okay, all right. So I started learning more about the relationship with money. I started learning about like why we do what we do, why our bad habits happen, and why we're addicted to our, you know, own bad habits. And he said it's an addiction, and it's not your fault. It's just the way you were brought up. You know, your core values. You know, whatever your parents taught you about money and taught you about life and things like that. And it's not their fault because they probably learned it from their parents too. But the thing about it is, what was profound for me is that if I didn't really invest with this coach at the time, I wouldn't know what was about to happen next. I actually ended up literally going homeless again. Fast forward to 2010, I met a wonderful girl called Ace. And I didn't know who this girl was, but I met her online, and we hit it off, and we just became like the best of friends. And I ended up traveling, you know, over to New Jersey, and about a 4.5 hour drive, you know, went to New Jersey, met her. Before I knew it, I moved in and started living with her and her parents and everything. And I could witness, you know, the parents' demeanors, behaviors, and things like that, because I was really aware of how people get damaged psychologically in their mind, and why when people try to have results, they don't get results, because it affects them, right? It affects their belief system and what they think is possible. So fast forward, I'm actually living here for a couple years, and during this time my business is going down. Remember the business I told you about that actually I made a lot of money? It actually closed down. And the owner of the company got arrested, not because the company wasn't bad, it was because the owner was doing something else that was not good, right? So he had to shut down that company I was a part of, and a lot of the people just lost trust in what was going on with that company. And then my checks went from 20 to 25 grand a month with the bonus checks, till about 10, 5, 3, and then after that, that was it. And it just got less and less and less. And for that, I had to do something. So I kept building my business. I kept the skill sets that I learned. I kept trying to keep the money afloat to stay free. But it just got worse and worse, and it just kept getting. I was trying to figure out what is going on. So I ended up joining another company, and it was good. And I was making some sales and everything. So I started doing some blogging. I started, getting a website online, and I started, creating content every single day. Then Ace started doing 2 pieces of content a day for SEO purposes. And all of a sudden, we started making money, right? But it wasn't that life impact changing income once again, right? So luckily for me, I actually ended up, getting that mentorship that I needed, like I told you about with my coach. And what really helped me understand that it wasn't really the company. It was me. It was me. I was battling with my own demons. I was battling with my own problems. And I decided to just keep going and keep going and keep going and keep going. And I realized that in order for me to get to where I want to get to be 100% free again, I had to put my foot to the grindstone and really focus and work my butt off in a way that normally people work their butts off for somebody else, for a boss, but they don't really work their butt off for themselves. And this is psychological, because when it's time for you to do your own thing and you're working from home, you have to ask yourself, am I really serious about what I'm doing? And normally when there's a lack of belief, you're not really serious about what you're doing. So therefore you won't take massive action because your belief system is really holding you back. So me and Anastasia, we got together, Ace, and all of a sudden we started making a little bit more money. 2016, we broke free and we started making 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 grand in 1 month, and we started creating 6 figures, and then we started creating multiple 6 figures, and now we actually hit our $1 million mark, and we're so excited about that, and that's really cool and everything. And everybody thinks that this is always a walk in the park, you know what I mean? They see these people with these great stories online and everything, and they say, oh yeah, come join me, I'm a millionaire and I can show you what to do. But then when you sign up for any course or program, they just leave you high and dry, and they don't give you any guidance, so you're left to kind of figure it out for yourself. And this is why I believe there's a high failure rate when it comes to being an entrepreneur. Now, even though me and Ace actually had some great results together, it wasn't always like that, because I told you, remember, I went homeless again. So we actually had to leave her parents' house, and then from there I had to live with my dad in assisted living, and I had to go back to work again. And I had to go back to Best Buy, the same building that I left in the first place, when I fired my boss. And the thing about it is, I stayed there 4 years, building my business on the side, and never gave up, because I had a strong belief system. And I gotta tell you guys, it was because I went through that mentorship. It really kept me really headstrong through all the challenges psychologically and everything. It's hard when you make it and you know what it feels like, and then when you lose it, it hurts even worse, because not knowing what it feels like, you don't know what the pain is like, right? So what do we do when we face with these challenges? What do we do if we want to really be an entrepreneur? We want to break free from the system, right? Mentorship has always been key to breaking free. Unfortunately, most people, they just buy products online and they try to figure things out for themselves, and they go down that rabbit hole and then they give up. You see, guys, the secret is to always be mentored and figured out, like, if somebody walked the path before me, I want to be able to follow that person who's walked that path. Because if that person walked the path, I'm sure that person's got a story. I'm sure that person has dealt with, some problems. Because no matter who you are, if you're brand new and you want to be an entrepreneur and you want to break free from the system, I'm going to tell you right now, it's not going to happen that quickly, right? It's not going to happen that quickly. Now, yeah, you will probably make some sales, right? You'll have the things in place to kind of get the things going for you, but it's you that's going to make that change. It's you that's going to make it happen, right? Because you're going to get stronger and stronger mentally, okay, and also emotionally, and then that's when you're going to start getting results. I've mentored and coached so many people now over the years that the same thing that I see over and over is like, when am I going to make money? When am I going to make money? And they just get started, and they never give it 110%, right? But they'll go to a job and they'll actually give it 110%. And it's like, why would you give it 110% for your job when this is going to be you and for your future? You see, this is about breaking free, guys. You want to break free from the system, it's going to require a commitment. And most people are not willing to commit to themselves. Because once again, going back to that thing, your belief system is not strong enough. It's that simple. It really is. If you really think that your belief system is 100%, you really got to work on yourself. You really do. You got to really think deeply. If you think your belief system is 100%, it's not. It's not. When you first start out, you're going to have challenges. Yeah, you'll be excited because you want to break free and you want to make money, but money is really not the end goal. Money follows with the goal of what you want in your life that you want changed. Because if you're not passionate about what you want to change, the money will never follow. And you'll just keep going down that rabbit hole, and you'll be going, round and round, trying to figure out why this is not working. And most people actually do it for the wrong reasons. And I can explain to you why what reasons I do this for, and why Ace does it as well, because we see eye to eye. And this is why we, got along great as best friends, and then, we got into a relationship, and now we're engaged, right? The reason why me and Ace love what we do is because we love to see people transform. We love to see people actually break free from the system. We love to see them have that aha moment when they actually see something they didn't see before in themselves. It's never about the product or the opportunity. It's what they see in themselves. That's what actually changes everything. That changes the game, right? I'll give you an example. There's one of the guys that we mentored, and I won't say any names, I'll just, leave it anonymous. And he's known us for years. And we coached him, we mentored him and everything. And just recently, he took action on something that he never done before. And now he's seeing all these things happen around him. And what was holding him back before was himself. He had a lot of personal stuff going on. And this is all within himself, within his own circle, right? And his belief system thought like, well, I don't think I could do this. And when you think that way, you're never going to take massive action to the point of getting the results that you're looking for. You get what I'm saying? So this is just something I want to talk about today, guys, on this Moto vlog. And stay tuned for more videos like this. I'm going to be actually creating some more motivational tips, inspirational tips. And here, let me get by these bikes over here. But yeah, guys, I really like actually, riding this motorcycle and giving some tips and really helping you guys out break free from the system, because the system has got everyone trapped. And I'm going to be making another video soon where I'm going to be talking about the system and how it actually keeps you trapped. All right? So with that being said, guys, my name is Rich Guzman. I'll see you on another video very soon. Maybe it'll be a regular video, maybe it'll be one on the motorcycle. Just like to mix it up a little bit. All right, guys? Have a great day, and I'll see you on the inside. Take care.